Davison Collaborative is located in Brunswick on Wurundjeri country in Melbourne's inner north. Brunswick is a youthful suburb with 25 to 34-year-olds making up the main age group. Ask a local and they'll likely confirm the neighbourhood's population is growing, supported by its vibrant creative scene, easy access to the city and an increase in multi-residential development. It is also becoming much less affordable, with apartments at a median of $580,000 and houses at around $1.3 million.
So we chose to undertake this project because the market wasn't supplying the type of home that we wanted to live in at the price point we could afford. So the only way to kind of procure a house that was high performance and had lots of natural daylight was to essentially build it ourselves. Yeah, I love living here. Like, I kind of feel like we've peaked too early in a lot of ways. I feel like you should kind of suffer through your 30s and 40s until you can afford the house of your dreams. But yeah, we really just love the amount of light. The thermal comfort is amazing. And the fact that we're kind of in the middle of Brunswick and we've got all of this amenity around us is just terrific. So the best thing about living in kind of relatively tight development like this is the fact that you are really close with your neighbours. We've got a really great little community, and it means that on a Friday night or a Saturday morning we can kind of have lunches or dinners or breakfasts just out in this little front communal area here. And that idea of community through the type of building you live in is interesting and really joyful. It's really great. And the worst parts are probably the same thing. You've got neighbours right beside you. But you take the good with the bad.
Davison Collaborative occupies a suburban street close to Sydney Road and the Upfield train line and bike path. This award-winning housing follows a collaborative development model, so for this project, the owners pooled their resources and their professional experience in architecture, sustainability, and project management. Together, they designed 3 townhouses on what was a single residential block, with a goal to create quality homes with outstanding environmental performance. By sharing the cost of land, the 3 houses became more financially accessible in this popular inner urban location, which is increasingly difficult to buy into. The project cleverly borrows from its bluestone laneway for circulation, and instead of 3 tiny front lawns, there is one larger garden at the front of the plot which is shared for play and relaxation.
The common areas that we get a lot of utility out of is actually the front area, and very early on in the design process, we really wanted that front yard to be a public space. A lot of the buildings that we build, residential buildings, don't really have a connection to the street. And if they do, it's more of a kind of a nod rather than a really active engagement. But in a development like this, where you really need somewhere larger to gather as a group, that front yard serves that kind of purpose really well. I didn't expect the thermal comfort of the building to be such a luxury. So we've got a heat exchange unit which is constantly blowing fresh air into the building and capturing the warm air, the warmth from the air that's leaving and bringing that inside. And then from a temperature perspective, it's always around 19 to 24. And that way of living, every day you just feel comfortable and great in your house. Yeah, just not having to think about that is a real joy.
Each townhouse is arranged over 2 levels and contains 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and 1 car space. There is also careful separation between public and private spaces inside, which is a key aspect to achieve harmony when living at higher densities. The houses are entirely electric, powered by solar energy during the day and battery-stored solar energy at night. Their operation aims to be net carbon positive, reducing their environmental impact and reducing the cost of energy for residents.
I guess this development is pretty unique because we all designed and built it for ourselves. So it feels like the outcome of a kind of agenda that we've been pursuing for a long time. So rather than, I guess, a typical development or a typical apartment, it feels like the result of a bunch of research. And that's really rewarding. Like that kind of adds another layer to the building. Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel really privileged that we get to live here, but I'm also saddened by the fact that it's not scalable. Financially, this thing doesn't stack up right. It's a lot of money, even though we did everything we could to kind of deliver it to a fairly tight budget. And I guess that experience has made me like reposition architects, like how architects can actually make an impact in the world. And it's like you can't build better for less, because we've tried to do it. It's just not possible. The lower bound of a high quality building is quite expensive. So we actually need monetary policy to kind of bridge that gap. We can't do it just through design, and that's okay, but it should shift our focus from a kind of design focus to a policy and monetary focus.